one reason why people do not get results. Guess what it is? It's excuses. It's excuses. The excuses that we tell ourselves over and over of why we can't do something, why we don't have time, why, whatever reason it may be, but the number one reason why everyone does not get results, and that does not mean health and fitness. So if you're following me and you're new to me, I am an online health and wellness coach, but I'm also a nurse practitioner. So I have a master's, I went through school, so those of you who are going through school, whatever it may be, but if you're not getting where you need to get, it's because we're telling each other, we're telling ourselves excuses. So it's simply not doing the things that we know we need to do. So if we don't do them, then we're probably telling ourselves a reason why we can't or shouldn't or don't, or whatever it may be. So those little lies that we tell ourselves become these planned things. So if you already have in the back of your mind why you can't do something, like for instance, moms that I'm working with in my wellness groups, if we work, that's an automatic thing that we planned to tell ourselves. That's a lie of why we can't work out every day, as to why we can't be prepared with our meals. If you have kids, well, they end up going on that little planned lie list of why we can't do certain things. Well, because if they don't nap, or because they aren't on a schedule, or because they require a lot of our time. So we've added those onto this little planned list of reasons why we can't do something. Being tired, other things. Like, there's so many things that we add to these crazy lists. So the thing about it is, kids on the way. So there's so many things that we can add to this list. And you know, the hard part is that most of these things are true and they have high importance. But in reality, when we are putting them before the things that we know we are called to be doing, or we should be doing the right things, then they become excuses, right? They become excuses. So there are some external things and there's some internal things. So those external things are that voice that comes in and tells us we are not good enough, that we're not going to have time, that we don't know how we're going to do it, that we don't know where this possibility of getting to that goal that we have is even going to come from. We have all these things internally in our minds that we tell ourselves over and over and over. And then if we start listening to them, then we never do the things that we know we're supposed to do. We never do it. And I know for like Amber, who's on here, and even Paula, how are you? So as wellness coaches, because some of my coaches are on here, we sometimes don't share and tell our story and tell our journey to people out of fear. So I would say fear is probably the number 2 reason why people don't get results or get where they want to get, because they're scared that they're never going to get there. So not only do they tell themselves these lies, then they follow it with fear. So then you have 2 layers of things that are already putting you or setting yourself up for failure, right? So the thing is we have to get those lies out of our mind, period. We've got to get them out of our mind, because there's always a reason why we have a dream or a vision in our heart. There's always a reason why we are put in certain situations. And so if we are completely neglecting the fact that there is a possibility here, and if that's a weight loss journey, like if you feel like, okay, and I know I've had this conversation with one of my coaches, her name is Stephanie, and she was 100% convinced that a picture of me was put on Facebook so she could see it and so we could meet, because she had tried everything and she 100% believes that I was a solution to, or I was a vessel, a way to show her a true way to get healthy and fit despite all the odds, despite that she has been heavy for many years, despite that she's tried everything, despite that she is so busy with an amazing daughter who has an amazing talent with softball and she travels. But I'm here to tell you When she said yes, she said yes. And that's basically what we have to do. We have to, when we say yes, we have to go at it full force, 100%, and have faith and trust and get all those lies out of our head. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the external things, those realities. Like Amber, you said that your pregnancy. I have children. I work outside the home. I work inside the home. Like external realities that we cannot control. We can't control, well, we could control, but once you have kids, you can't control it. Illness, like whatever it may be, there's so many things externally that impact our goals, impact our moving forward and doing what we know is right to do. So if we're on a wellness journey, then we're going to use having to work, the kids, being sick, being tired, all those things externally. We're going, most of the time, we put those as automatic excuses as to why we aren't going to do the right thing. And so, as I said before with the internals, the external excuses, they're planned. We already have them in our head as to why we aren't going to do certain things. So if we already have it planned, then we're setting ourselves up for failure. So if you plan to succeed, then you're going to succeed. If you plan to fail, you're going to fail. And so it's really, really important up front that you decide, that you commit full and wholeheartedly, and you do the right thing. And so that right thing is, if it's part of a wellness journey, if you have expectations, like I give everybody expectations, I need you to show up every day and do the right thing. If you don't do something if you don't do it right the first time or that day, that's okay. Tell everybody and then jump back in. If you need to go back to school, if you're changing careers, like whatever it is, we have to show up every day and do the right things to get us to the next level. So it's really, really, really important. So you are in total control of your circumstances. I believe in God wholeheartedly, and I believe that He knows what's going to happen and knows our circumstances 100%. I also believe that we dictate and have control over how we react and how we move forward. And, I'm not going to say that if we pursue something that it's going to automatically happen, because that is not in our control. But if we're doing the right things, we're doing what we're called to be doing. If we've asked for help, if you're on a wellness journey, if you've asked for help, you've sought out and you've been given instructions of how to do it. If you do it, you're going to be successful. I have no doubt about that. That's basic math, right? If you exercise and you eat what you're supposed to, then you're going to lose weight. So it's very similar to other things, of course. So it's about taking control of your circumstances and doing the right thing in those circumstances. If you want this health and wellness journey, this lifestyle change, whatever you're pursuing, if you want it, then you cannot let your excuses stand in the way. You can't. You just can't let them stand in the way. So when your friends or your coworkers or when family or whoever it may be suggests that you eat those holiday treats or birthday treats, whatever it may be, then you can kindly say to them that you've struggled and this is a big deal for you and that you've finally found a solution. You know it's going to work. You're surrounded by people and that you appreciate the thought that they think you deserve to have this treat, but that it's okay for you right now to say no. And I think you sharing how important certain things are to you and why, it's going to change people's perspective of you and your perspective of the whole situation. So go at it a different way during this holiday season. Trying, another thing I love about this little quote, trying is failing gracefully. So when we try, we are potentially going to fail. But if we don't try, we'll never know what happens. We'll never know. But at the same time, if we try, but we're not doing the right things, that creates a different result. So there's a difference in trying and doing the right things than trying and doing the wrong things that aren't going to get you where you need to get. And I struggle with this in my business. Sometimes I'm like, well, no wonder I'm not getting people to join me. My heart is to share with as many people as possible, but if I'm not specifically inviting people, I'm never going to find people. And so if you are committing to doing a wellness journey, but yet you say yes to those treats every day, you're not going to get the results that you need. It's the same thing. So there's a difference between trying when you're trying wholeheartedly and doing all the right things, because at that point you're going to fail with something, but it's failing gracefully and it's going to get you those results. Oh, and my baby's crying, so I'm going to wrap this up quickly. Oh, let me turn down the volume. Okay, sorry. I'm going to hurry up. So commit to the road that will get you results. So when I say we're trying, I'd rather you say I'm committing. I'm committing to do the things that I have to do to get the results that I desire, because you do have control over eating the right foods, exercising every day, doing the daily tasks in a business, whatever it is, you do have those things in your control. Very much so. So take control. It's time to take control of the right things. Oh, Paula, I'm sorry. I know it's crazy. These sweet babies, and that's okay. That's okay. Like should not run things. So I need you to make that commitment. That's where you're going to be different than everybody else, because you're going to commit and you're going to do the right thing, and you're not going to be in that statistic as to why you won't get results. You're not going to be in that statistic. You're going to get results because you've committed. So I want you to repeat after me. I will stay committed. I will commit to losing whatever pounds it may be. I will commit to sticking with my meal plan on a daily basis. I will commit to getting my exercise in every day. I will commit to listening to my body and doing what I know is right for my body and my baby. I will commit to doing the daily activities that I need to do to grow a business. I will commit to doing the right things to move yourself forward into the right direction. It's about making that commitment. So I'm going to record, so if you're here, which I know Amber said I will commit, so that's my assignment for you guys, is to write this down. Write down the commitments that you are making. I did a little commitment journal thing a while back, and I'm going to get that back out, and that may be another scope that I can do for you guys, is to walk you through just some commitments that you can make. So post some excuses, some things that you know have held you back on your wellness journey, on your business journey, whatever it may be. Write down those excuses that you know have held you back. And then I want you to write, and I'm committing to change that, and I'm going to do this, 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 and this. Ice cream. Oh my gosh. And that's why I keep it out of my house, because they would be on my list too. So hopefully that's helpful. So write that ice cream down on that piece of paper and write what you're going to do is to change that commitment. So that's what I have for you today. Is the number one reason why people do not get results is because they're excuses. It's all up here. It's all the things that we've told ourselves that are lies. So we have to stop believing those lies, and we have to do the right thing to get us to the right place, the best result. Because basically, in my opinion, the fit life is the better life. And when I say fit, so I have made a commitment to myself and my team that we are I'm a faith-based organization, myself and my team. So we believe in faith, we believe in integrity and intention. Intention is one of my new big words for the latter half of last year, is living life with intention, whatever it may be, with your relationships with your family, relationship with your kids, relationship with your team. Whatever it is living life with intention. Very important. And integrity, doing the right things. I just talked about that, doing the right things. And then teamwork. I have a huge team of people that I surround myself with for a purpose. And thefitnp.com, you can find me there. I have online boot camp that I've just started running, and I also have online accountability support groups. These groups have changed my life, and they can change yours too. So I thank you so much for being here with me. Chanel T, The Fit NP, is my Facebook page, so please go over there and let's connect. And that way, again, my website, thefitnp.com, my online boot camp is right there at the top, Shift to Fit. But I've got lots of things that mainly health and wellness coach, faith-driven health and wellness, and I'm here to support and encourage women of all walks of life, mainly working busy moms, because that's what I am. But I also love health and fitness, so I'm bringing you some fitness stuff. So about 4 hours ago, I showed you a fitness circuit that I'm going to be bringing every day of this